this was a targeted, pre-planned murder.
Lindsay Buziak had a promising career in real estate.
She was ambitious. She was a very good saleswoman, and she was going for it.
But then, the 24-year-old was brutally killed.
The first strike was from behind, severed her spinal cord.
Was it someone she knew?
That murder was personal.
Investigators had little to go on.
Police don't know who her killers are or why they killed her.
There were all kinds of wild rumors.
These bad guys from, the cartels and everybody are killing Lindsay. Like, come on.
And plenty of leads.
Tips, even confessions that have been posted online.
But none of it was adding up.
Someone in the community knows more than they have told us.
And her family is angry.
All I want here is justice for my daughter. Is that too much to ask?
What really happened to Lindsay Buziak? Lindsay Buziak was the kind of vivacious person everyone loves.
She was that shining star that just made you feel great, made you feel at ease.
Her job selling real estate in her small hometown in Victoria, British Columbia, fit her perfectly.
She was such a social person. Everybody loved her. Everybody reached out to her.
Everybody thought very highly of her, this very nice, kind-hearted young woman.
As Lindsay's career was taking off, so was her love life. She moved in with her boyfriend, Jason Zalo, who also worked in real estate.
He was always very welcoming to me and knew how close Lindsay and I were.
One day in January 2008, Lindsay was contacted by a new client.
She got a phone call from a woman with a heavy accent saying that she wanted to see houses in the $1 million price range.
For Lindsay, this was an incredible opportunity. If she could sell $1 million dream homes, she would begin making huge commissions.
When Lindsay got the call to sell this $1 million house, she called me immediately.
Lindsay was excited, but she also told her dad that something about the prospective buyers, a husband and wife, made her uneasy. She wasn't the agent listed on the house they were asking to see, and yet they had asked for her specifically.
They named a client of Lindsay's and said, your client told us to call you.
Lindsay tried to reach the client who had referred the couple to her, but had no luck. She decided to show the house anyway, but because she was uncomfortable, she asked her boyfriend to come with her.
Suddenly she was supposed to be meeting the man there by himself, and I think that's what made her uncomfortable.
Lindsay arranged to show the man the house at 5:30 p.m. on February 2nd. That afternoon, she went out to lunch with Jason, but they left in separate cars. Jason went to meet a friend, and Lindsay went home to change before heading to the property. Even though the male buyer had said his wife wasn't coming, two neighbors saw both a man and a woman greet Lindsay near the house.
She proceeded with the showing, full confidence that it was going to be okay because Jason would be there. Jason's 6'3", 245 pounds, ex-semi-pro hockey player, but he wasn't there.
Jason had lost track of time. At 5:29 p.m., as Lindsay entered the house with her clients, he texted to say he was 9 miles away. Lindsay texted back, "Okay, I'll see you in a bit." At 5:38, Jason texted again as he approached the property. This time, Lindsay didn't answer. Jason parked across the street and waited. At 5:45, he saw the front door open and close. He thought Lindsay was still showing the house, so he continued to wait.
I have no idea what the hell that young man was waiting for.
But after another half hour passed, Jason finally went to the front door. It was locked, but Jason could see Lindsay's shoes at the foot of the staircase. Something wasn't right. Jason dialed 911, then found an open back door and went inside.
And then just a few minutes later, there was a call for medical assistance.
When Lindsay's boyfriend got inside the dream house she was hoping to sell to her clients, he made a grisly discovery. In an upstairs bedroom, Lindsay had been violently stabbed to death.
Throat slit from side to side, virtually decapitating.
I crumbled to the floor. It was something that you never want to hear or can dream of hearing in your life, and I was in disbelief.
Who would want Lindsay dead? To the police, it looked like a professional hit. The killer left no DNA at the scene, no clues at all. This murder seemed carefully planned, but why?
It wasn't because she was a real estate agent. There had to be another motive.
Where was the mysterious couple who had asked Lindsay to show them the house? Police traced the number that Lindsay had written down for them in her date book to a burner phone that was purchased months earlier under a fake name. They were stumped.
It's a complex investigation.
For a long time, people speculated that Lindsay's boyfriend, Jason, was involved.
It took police a year to clear his name.
Jason insisted he was innocent. He had a solid alibi, and security footage at the auto shop where he'd gone to meet his friend confirmed he left at 5:30 p.m. He also passed a lie detector test. That's when new rumors began to circulate. Because Lindsay had made contact on Facebook with someone who was arrested in a cocaine bust, police suggested she was targeted because she was associating with drug dealers. But Lindsay's family says that the person who was arrested was only an acquaintance, and Lindsay hadn't recently spoken to him or met with him.
Lindsay was not involved in the drug trade. She was not a rat. She was not a snitch.
Online, other people theorized that Lindsay could have been murdered by a serial killer or mistakenly taken out by professional hitmen.
I can't believe anything that, people are brewing up. There's rumors passed around all the time.
There was one glimmer of hope. The two witnesses who had spotted the well-dressed couple Lindsay was meeting helped police create a sketch of the woman and a replica of the dress she was wearing. Then, in August 2017, an anonymous commenter confessed online to killing Lindsay, but it turned out to be a false claim.
The stark reality is it's been of no use whatsoever. We've had suspects, we've ruled out suspects.
10 years after Lindsay's murder, the case remains unsolved. Lindsay's father is still suspicious of her boyfriend Jason, but there's no evidence linking Jason to the murder, and he continues to firmly deny any involvement.
What do you want people to know?
I had nothing to do with it.
Lindsay's family is angry with investigators. They say police withheld information from them and never did enough to find Lindsay's killer.
The police tell us nothing. They've taken my life from me. They've taken my whole family's life from us.
I'm frustrated. I've had enough of their crap. Solve the goddamn murder. Now. It's their duty, their job. I am going to push every day until that happens or I die.
Follow Still a Mystery for new episodes and updates.